Hello everyone, I hope you're having a nice week at school. Some of you will just have started, some of you may be a bit further into it, but whatever you're doing, I hope you're enjoying your school and being back with your teachers and your friends in your bubble and however you get to see them. And I hope that although I'm not in your bubble yet, one of these days I shall be able to join it and I shall be back in school with you. But until then, I've got to say hello to you from my table. This is where we usually have our meals actually, but it works very nicely and it's the best place I've got for putting my camera on my phone and my tripod so I can talk to you all. Now I thought some of you know me really well. Some of you probably don't know me very well at all. But if you know me well, you'll know that I really love maps. And maps tell you all sorts of things. And they can tell you the shape of a country. Big maps will tell you the shape of a country. And then you can have specialist maps. There are more detailed ones. Now, this is a map of our area. There we go. There's a map of Frimley. And if I can find the right bit, you will see, oh that was Woking, but here is our area. This is Frimley, and if you look you'll be able to see here's the motorway coming down here, and here right in the middle almost is Frimley, just here. And that tells us Frimley isn't just a place on its own. It's got lots of green spaces around it. There are lots and lots of roads you can see. The blue one is a motorway. There's some black lines for the railways. Lots of detail about the place that we live in. And the only trouble is it's a bit of a mess to fold up, isn't it? And I have to look at it very carefully because the print is so small. I have to make sure my glasses are on and so on. Now, sometimes that's a bit too big. This was a map that I used quite a long time ago actually. It works very well. It's in the back of a book when we were in New York. I don't know if you can see that. Now I don't know New York very well at all. I've only been there twice, but there it is. And this is a map with lots of roads on and it helps us. And if you want to see it in more detail, you've got one like that, a bigger one at the back. And then on the other side you can see the real detail of all the different roads in New York, which is a funny city. It's a lovely, wonderful city, but it also has roads that go in straight lines everywhere. And it is, believe me, very easy to get lost. If you've been there, you'll know what I mean. So you need a good map with all the road names on it and all the things that will help you to find your way. The famous buildings and the museums and all of those things. So let's put that one down because there are other specialist maps as well. Now look, if you want to go by train, you're not sure which station you're going to, or even more complicated, if you're going to change trains somewhere, you need a map like this. It doesn't have any roads on it, doesn't have any sea really. All it has really is railway lines. But that's a huge help because that helps us to make sure that when we've bought our ticket, we know where we're going. If we have to change trains to another train at some point, we know where to do that. And we can see the places that are along the way. So that's a really useful map for a very specific reason. If you're not going by train or you're using the bus, then it's not much use at all, really. But it helps us. And then I've discovered recently, I can't hang these, I've got lots of maps on my walls, but this one doesn't help us very much at all. But I've discovered digital maps. I don't know if you can see, you probably can't actually, but this is a map of Frimley Church of England School. Can you see there's a little brown dot there, sort of halfway down? That's Frimley Church of England School. And the red one above it is where I live. So if I press the blue bar, as most of you will know much better than me even, it will give me instructions as to how to get there. And if you look carefully, you can see a blue line, which tells me exactly how to get from my house to your school. I think that's brilliant, really. Lots of fun. Actually, these things are what they call interactive, as I'm sure you know. That means you can change what you're doing. You can look at it in different ways. You can ask some kinds of questions. And I think that's fantastic. And all of those are great because when we're in a funny place, a new place, when we're on holiday, when we're visiting for the first time, we need to know where we're going, how we're going to get there, what's the best way. And of course, then we have things like sat-navs in our car to help us find the best way. And sometimes, if your sat-nav's really clever, it can tell you there's a traffic jam up ahead. So you might want to take the road coming up on the left and go round a little bit, and then you won't get caught up in the traffic queue. Now, all of it's wonderful, but I was thinking when we go through on our journey through life, we don't have a map really. We don't have a set of instructions or something on paper that we can follow to get us to where we want to be. The best way I've ever found of being in another city is to be with someone who lives there. Not just a city, of course, anywhere at all in the world. Someone who knows the place, who's been there before me. And our friends in Vienna have been wonderful to us. They have shown us all around Vienna so well that we could probably do it to other people now because we've been with them so many times. And it makes such a difference when you can ask somebody the way. And that's what's so brilliant about following the way of Jesus, because it's not a map that you have to try and figure out and work out where you are. It's actually much better than that. Jesus is like our friends. Well, he is our friend, but he is with us all the way. He walks with us wherever we're going. He helps us and shows us the right way to go. Jesus' friends used to have a bit of a puzzle with that sometimes. And one of them, called Thomas, said, "Look, Jesus, you're wonderful, but you say you're going somewhere and we don't know the way." And Jesus said, "Don't worry about that, because I am the way. I'm the one who shows you the way to go. In fact, I am the way to go. Come with me and you won't go wrong." And I hope that as this term goes along, and it's going to be a funny term with you all in your bubbles, it'll be school, but not perhaps quite like it was before we were all locked down, you'll be wondering, what's the way to go? And Jesus says, this is the way to go. I hope that you will find the way to go with Jesus, that you will follow him and know that he is always by your side. Take care, be safe, think about other people too, and I'll see you again very soon.